Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Sequential Consequence. As always, my name is Nelson. I'm here with another haul. And this is actually a haul from last month and this month, I'm pretty sure. Or at least some of these books I got last month. But it wasn't really a big enough haul for me to make a video on, so I just let it accumulate for this month. So this is basically my quarantine haul because I'm gonna be stuck home for a while, which I'm not complaining about. Though I would much rather have this whole situation just be over with. Honestly, it's been really annoying for me, even though I'm fortunate enough to be able to stay home. But more. Let's just move on from the downer topics and let's just get on with the haul. Okay, we're gonna start with some hardcover stuff, and we're gonna move on to the paperbacks. So the first thing that I got was Vinland Saga Volume 11. This is the latest volume of Vinland Saga, and I think after that there's like maybe like another volume's worth. But at this point, the manga releases so slowly that we get maybe one of these a year or something like that, or like maybe two a year. I don't really know. I'm not caught up with the series. I still only read I think the first two hardcovers, and I really like it. But I'm gonna work on some other bigger series before I reacquaint myself with this. But amazing series. You definitely should check it out or check out the anime if you can for the manga, or if you don't want to get the manga. Now, the second thing I got here was the second volume of Dementia 21 by Shintaro Kago. Um, this is the last volume of the series, and it should collect the rest of the series. I was really paranoid when Fantagraphics published this volume here first, and they didn't indicate that it was the first volume anywhere on the book. It doesn't say here, it doesn't say inside the book, nowhere does it say that it's the first volume. So I was a little concerned that maybe they were just going to collect a little bit of the series. Because even though these are one shots, they're kind of like Junji Ito esque one shots uh, where they keep kind of building up, and I'm pretty sure they build up for something, for some sort of payoff. But yeah, it was kind of weird that they were only gonna collect one, but they did release the second one. The second one feels a little bit different. Very slightly different. Oh, excuse me, books are falling. Whoop. Okay, but yeah, it's gonna be hard for you guys to tell, but actually maybe not. But this one right here, the first volume, is a much more curved binding, and this one's a little bit more flat. It was the first thing I noticed with the book. I mean, that's really not a big deal. The binding is really good. It's there's no gutter loss at all, like not even a little bit. It's really good. These are really well built books, and they are not hardcovers. This is like a very thick, kind of like cardboard, I guess, with like some more like reinforced plastic. Even has like ridges and stuff. It's a very well built book. I wouldn't mind like getting these kinds of books over hardcovers. Honestly, these I think they're great. I think they have the perfect amount of durability, and they're still kind of thin, so they don't take as much space on the shelf. So I actually really like these. I really like these. Maybe even more than hardcovers. I think they're just really convenient and really easy to read still. And these books designs is really great. I also really like how I don't know what order these are supposed to go in like that. Yeah, basically, I like how they're so asymmetrical. How the letters are inverted and the direction is inverted. I really like that. And actually, right after I ordered this, Fantagraphics announced that they're gonna do a box set of these two books, which is kind of weird. But they're gonna do like a little box set, and it looks really good. And honestly, I'm kind of a little ticked because I really want that box set, but also, there's no point now unless they were to sell the box set by itself for whatever reason. But yeah, I'm a little bummed about that because that box set looks really nice, and I really like Kago so far. And now the last hardcover, something that's been in my past few hauls, and this is Berserk, the deluxe edition, volume 4. This is the fourth volume that contains, let's say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, this should contain the last, I know I sound like I did some math in my head, but I really didn't do any math on my in my head. It's let's see, 6, 9, so this should be 10, 11, 12. No, those are the volumes that should be in here. Um, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that the fifth one should be the last book containing the Golden Age arc, and I'm basically waiting for that one to come out before I start reading the series again, because I have read the first 3 volumes, or like paperback volumes, um, but I decided to kind of wait until the whole following arc was out before I read it. Then after that, I'll probably just continue online and just keep getting these series and just keep getting these books anyway. Okay, now on to our paperbacks. The first of these paperbacks is a book that I've already read and loved, and that is Downfall by Inyo Asano. This is a really really good story. I think I like to think of it as a more condensed Poon Poon, but that follows the years that Poon Poon didn't really get to. So the story of Poon Poon, like, it follows his life until he's like mid-20s, basically, something like that. This is basically like following a mangaka in his like mid-30s. When when he just kind of doesn't really know what to do with his life. He's kind of just feeling skeptical about the manga industry, and it's just a pretty dark book, and it's hard to see where where the line between autobiography and fiction is drawn. But I would highly recommend it, unless you just don't like downer stories, because it is kind of a downer. But it's a really good book. I have a lot to say about it, but it's like one of those books. It's almost a little too, like, I have too much to say about it, where to the point where I probably just won't say anything at all, because I feel like I won't do it justice. Because it's a very dense book, like a lot of Sana's one-shots are. Now we've got the second volume of Lovecraft's, well, not Lovecraft's, so Gotanabe's adaptation of Lovecraft at the Mountains of Madness. This is the second and last volume, published by Dark Horse, and this is like the third book of the series that, you can't really see it, but this is the third book in the series of Lovecraft books that they published by Gotanabe, and Tanabe does have adaptations of a lot of other Lovecraft stories, so I'm hoping the Dark Horse will collect those as well. For some reason, my book came with like a weird, like, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it. It just came like a weird like dash, as if someone like just like took like an eraser or something and just like passed it over the book. A little weird, but whatever. It's not a big deal. And then we've got volumes 2, 3, and 4 of Shimomami Tesogare, Our Dreams at Dusk. I really like these spines a lot. Sorry guys, it's really hard to get my camera to focus for some reason. But yeah, these are really nice. I read the first volume a while ago when it was first released. And then I decided to just wait until the whole series is out, because this is a binge series. This is something you gotta binge, in my opinion. And these covers are also really beautiful. Just really nice covers. I really like them a lot. And also the fourth book is like super thick compared to the other ones. These feel really good. They're kind of small books, but they feel really good. The art is also pretty good inside. Just kind of like friendly kind of art. Just kind of like comfortable art. The story itself is pretty comfortable, but it's also kind of dark. The first volume, it starts with the protagonist attempting to commit suicide, so there is some darkness, but that moment though is like kind of like waltzed past, and the story moves on from there. And I'm looking forward to it because I really like the first volume. I just kind of hope that I just hope it gets a little more subtle, I guess, because the first volume was maybe a little too on the nose for my taste, and but I do think this is a manga that is just really nice for people to have, and especially young people to have. Something like this that will help them recontextualize their own sexuality, which I didn't even mention what this book is about, but it's about sexuality mostly, but not just sexuality, but identity, self-identity, gender, things like that. From what I know, like the first volume is mostly just about homosexuality, but from what I understand, these volumes do go into other topics. My hope is that it just deals with them with a little bit more subtlety. The first one was a little bit too on the nose, where it kind of felt like almost too educational, I guess. And for me, it was interesting because I mean, I kind of know somewhat like what homosexuality is like in Japan. Um, but reading that really put it into perspective, especially comparing to here and the parallels and the things that are different. And it was really interesting from that point of view. But I did think it was almost written like in a way that's almost too easy to understand for people like and that's it's something good to have, but for me it's not what I'm looking for in this story, but we'll see how the other ones pan out. Now next we've got the 11th volume of To Your Eternity. I really like this series, but I'm definitely got a lot of catching up to do. Beautiful series by the same mangaka as A Silent Voice. I don't really want to. I was going to show you some art because the art is great, but I don't want to spoil myself for you because this is there's a lot that happens in this story. This is a really awesome story. It's about a being that is immortal, and he at the beginning of the story doesn't have any form or shape, and he takes the shape of anything around them. At first, it's like a rock, and then it's like I don't remember something else, and then he ends up being a wolf, and then he eventually takes on the form of various people, and by taking the form of these people, he grows attached to them, and he kind of forms these bonds with all these people, and not just people, but also like other beings, and basically learns empathy through them, and this is kind of a story about that. I think things get a little bit more shonen later on, but it's just a really heartfelt series, just a really emotional series, and so far every volume has like hit me so hard, and it's been really memorable. Every single volume so far has been super memorable. Now we've got volume 12 of Dorohedoro. I feel like I already showed some of these books. I feel like maybe they were in my last haul. I don't know. Maybe Berserk and this and the Lovecraft book. I don't know. If they were, then I don't know. Whatever. I'm just wasting your time for a little bit more, I guess. But yeah, Doro, volume 12. Yeah, this is a series I'm picking up. I'm picking up a volume here and there just to kind of try to complete it, but I'm not gonna read it anytime soon because I got some other longer series to get through before I get to this one, because this one has 23 volumes. But it's pretty much the only thing I have left to get other than ongoings. So this is definitely gonna be a priority in the future. In order, like in my hauls, you'll probably see it a lot. Basically, is what I'm saying. Now let's see. We got volume 10 of Land of the Lustrous. I love this cover. All the other covers are a lot more busy, and this one is just a little bit more plain, but also just dense with detail. There's a lot of characters and things going on there. It's also got a gem that's like really hard to make out here because like all of the volumes have gems on them. So it looks like it's a pretty significant volume. I don't know. I still only read a couple of volumes of this, and I fell in love with the art composition. It's just incredible. The art is just super good, and it's so unlike anything I've seen in manga before. And also the anime also looks really great, and it's just a really cool series that I can't wait to give more time and attention to, because it definitely deserves more time than I've given it so far. But yeah, I can't wait to get to this because it looks super promising. Now we've got volume 5 of Witch Hat and Tell Yer. Now this is another one of my favorite ongoings, even though I've only read the first volume so far, but it really is one of my favorite ongoings. The first volume just kind of it was just perfection, really. The art is just incredible, and the story is at least from what I've read, was shaping up to be something really special. And Yeah, it kind of reminds me of kind of a Ghibli-like kind of tale where it seems kind of cutesy, but and it looks beautiful, but sorry, my camera is like freaking out. Um, but yeah, it and but there's this kind of darkness in the background, this very real darkness, um, within this kind of whimsical world. So I'm looking forward to seeing where that goes. I just haven't read more of it because it releases slowly, so I know if I get caught up with it, it's gonna be a while until the next one. Now, next is pretty much what is probably my favorite ongoing so far, and that's Beastars. This is volume 5, the latest volume. This should pretty much get you caught up with the anime, but the anime does cover like 4 or 5 chapters of volume 6. So you could probably read this and then watch the anime without too too big of a problem. Basically, what I'm doing right now is I just got this one in. I wanted to read this first before I watched the anime. But basically, what I'm gonna do is I already started the anime last night because I just couldn't wait, and the anime is great. My only problem so far is kind of the pacing is a little bit too fast for the anime. I feel like the manga gives it a little bit more time to breathe, time to develop these characters in a more natural way, and kind of helps the tone kind of even out more the kind of like horror kind of backdrop that is in the series. I think the manga does a much better job with that. But basically, my plan right now is I'm gonna watch the anime up to the part that I've read in the manga in volume 4. Um, just to kind of refresh my memory a little bit, even though my memory is pretty. In this case, I remember the story pretty well, but I want to get more into I want to immerse myself into this kind of atmosphere that this series creates, before I get into more of the manga, because the series has a very specific atmosphere, and I feel like if you're not in the right state of mind and the right mood, it's not going to hit you right, because the series just keeps kind of shifting mood from this kind of like horror, slice of life, romance, and even shonen kind of, and it just keeps kind of like going all these kinds of places that you don't think it's gonna go. And I feel like you're gonna be in the right state of mind, and you gotta like really like let yourself be taken along. So I'm trying to like watch the anime to get myself right and back into my that mindset, and then I'm gonna stop right before the part that I was at. Read this, then I'm probably gonna read those other 4 chapters that are in volume 6 online. I'm trying not to read this online too much because honestly, I prefer the official translations. I think they're a lot more natural. Although I haven't really checked the scans. The scans might be pretty good for all I know. But I really want to avoid reading it in scans, so I'm gonna definitely like try to just read those just to kind of like experience the manga, and then I'm just gonna watch it in the anime. And I'm hoping now that they announced season 2 of the anime that they're gonna speed up the release of Beastars, because it's already in volume I think 19 in Japan, and it's nearing its end. So I'm hoping that they're gonna speed up how often they release these, so that I won't have to read scans, because this series is so good that I might have to read scans. But the thing is, I'd rather experience it with like a more clean translation. So I'd rather read these volumes. The problem is like the problem is that then if I don't read at a good pace, I feel like my experience won't be as good either. So I don't know. It's a weird trade off, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to just reading and experiencing more Beastars. That series is amazing. Um, and now the last 2 things in my haul is Emanon, the next 2 Emanon books, Emanon Volume 2 and 3, and Jesus Christ, camera. And these are basically these are both have the same subtitle, Wanderer. Basically, the first Emanon book, just right behind me somewhere. This one right here. I should have just read this last week, and I liked it. I think I gave it like about an 8. Amazing art. But this one's just it is basically its own series, and then it gets kind of like rebooted into this one. I'm pretty sure. And then there's like another one after that. That's the upcoming one. That's like still not ongoing, because these are adapting short stories. So I'm pretty sure that the way that this works is that the mangaka is just adapting the short stories that exist. with the help of course, the actual writer of the story. Wait, no, that's not him. Yeah, that's him. Yeah, Shinji Kaijo. He's the original writer of the stories, and while Kenji Tsurata just mostly deals with the adaptation and the art. But yeah, I read the first one. I liked it. I didn't think it was amazing or anything, but I liked it enough to want to see where it goes, and so I got these two. And the first one also had a lot of color pages, and I was not disappointed because check this out. Look how many color pages there are on this one. Also, lots of nudity. Sorry, forgot. A lot of casual nudity, but yeah. Oops. But yeah, okay. Pretty much up to okay, so pretty much this is all color. All of these are color pages. Every single one. And it's a beautiful color too. Let me see if I can show you something that doesn't have any nudity, which is actually kind of difficult, but yeah, the colors just look beautiful. Yeah, sorry, it's actually kind of really hard to show you without showing you any nudity. There's just a lot of casual nudity in this, and it's not super sexual at all, like not even a little bit, honestly. It's more kind of like bohemian or hippie, I don't know, whatever word you want to use, but it's kind of like the hey, I'm nude, I'm free kind of thing, which I can totally empathize with. Being nude is nice. But yeah, it's cool books. The third one doesn't actually have any color pages, or I mean, I think it does, but I think there's like a couple in between. But basically, the first one has a lot of color pages, like I don't know, 15 color pages, but this one has like 70 color pages. It's crazy. And then the third one doesn't have that many. But either way, the art looks amazing regardless, and the series looks pretty cool. And the premise of the story is basically a girl with no name that has been around for as long as life has been around. And her name is Emanon, which is no name backwards. And she's basically just been around for a long time. And that kind of leads to some philosophical musings. And that's kind of all the book is. At least all the first book is just literally just a bunch of musings. And it's kind of nice. I like those things. But it's definitely not for everyone. But that about does it. I also got another book, which was Black Science Deluxe Edition Volume 2, a Western comic book. It's one of my favorite comics. And I got it because it was on sale for like $7. Someone put it up for $7, and that's a really expensive book. And it's out of print, I'm pretty sure, so it's even more expensive now. But I saw someone put it on Amazon third parties for $8, and I was like, that can't be right. In very good condition, that cannot be right. But I figured it was worth a shot because worst case scenario, you know, they just let me keep it for free or they let me refund it or whatever if it's not what I want. And sure enough, it was busted. It was busted to hell. It's the book is actually in really bad condition. It's got like water damage, like kind of ripped all apart. But the pages inside are nice. So so they refunded me those $8 and I kept it. Fucking like I don't know how expensive that book is nowadays, but the cover price is like probably 50 or 60, and I'm pretty sure it goes for more than that. So so yeah, cool, free book. I mean, I'll show it to you. Just because I have mentioned it, and it would be kind of remiss not to show you the book, but it's a huge book. Really nice book, but as you can see, it's like super broken. It's ripped over here. It's got like some weird like water damage right here. And yeah, just not in very good condition at all. And it doesn't look very pretty on the shelf because, I mean, you can't really see it here, but it's kind of, it's darker, way darker than, it's more yellow than the other volume. But either way, good deal. But yeah, that's basically all I got this month, or these past few months. Hope you enjoyed the video. And yeah, hopefully I'll have another video for you pretty soon. And at worst, expect another haul whenever I have enough books. Peace out.